Hi everyone, welcome to this new video on Leah's Hammy. This intro is filmed in my bed because it's a particular video, you won't see my face. But the subject will be how to tame your hamster. I had some issues taming her, but right now let's go to the video. When I first had her, I had her in this small cage. She was a very kind hamster. She was coming to us. She didn't mind when I put in my hand to in the cage to give her food or anything. She would go out even though humans were around the cage, and I wasn't the only human around the cage because I was at my parents and there was my brother, and she also let me film her, which was very cool. She wasn't really scared, and yeah, she was a cool hamster. Then I started putting her in a playpen because I read it was important. So I started giving her free roam time, which is very important. I started this before taming her because I thought it would help also to tame her, because I knew I wouldn't be taming her in her cage. So yeah, and for the first days, like the first 3 days, I let her alone, and I didn't hold her before a lot of time. Then I started putting myself in her playpen, and so she could smell me and have me around. But as soon as I put her in the bin cage, which was way bigger, the biggest cage she's never been in, she started biting me again. So at first it only started in the cage, either when I was trying to feed her from hand or when I was trying to put food in her food dish, which was very inconvenient. So at first it was only in the bin cage, but then also when I was free roaming her and putting my hand in the playpen. So I think it was linked to the fact that it's a new cage, and she was very territorial because it was a new place, I guess. So I let her for a few days alone without putting my hand in the cage. I was just taking the dish out of the cage when she was sleeping to put food in it, and same for the water. And yeah, I stopped taming her at this time, but at some point I needed to start taming her again. It was better since she had 2 hide houses in her cage. I could just put food in the dish without her biting me, which was very cool. Then I started the bonding process, the taming process, by having a glove because I was very scared of her biting me, and just giving her treats for my hand with a glove so she couldn't hurt me if she was biting, and I wouldn't be scared and scare her more. So I did this for a couple of days, every day, and then I started removing the glove because everything was fine and better. And yeah, you see, this footage is kind of a simulation of me taming her, because she was already kind of tamed here. Tamed that way, at least. I didn't try other ways. But yeah, at first I was very scared when she bites me, and I removed my hand very quickly, which is a big mistake. You should not. If you're too scared, don't tame her. Let you the time you need to not be scared of her, or put a glove on, which is a very cool option. Then I started putting food in my hand with the glove so she could take food from my hand that way and just climb on my hand to have access to food. And if your hamster does that, take treats from your hand that way, it means he's starting trusting you. So it's a very good sign. Everything was okay. She stopped biting me, at least in the playpen. So yeah, that was very cool. And then when your hamster just climbs on you that way, I was putting her up so she can get used to this feeling if one day I need to pick her up. And I let her just climb on me because it's a very good sign. It means she started trusting you, even though I think she wanted to escape and she used me, but it means she wasn't very scared of me. So that's a good sign, very good sign. Then you can put your carrier that way if you are too scared to handle your hamster, to put him from the playpen to the cage. I was putting her from my hand to put her in the carrier to get her used to me picking her up somewhere and putting her in another place. I don't know if I'm very clear, but never mind. Then I started giving her treats that way without the glove because she stopped biting me, and it's very, very cool to bond that way with your hamster, and you can really feel him or her. And I was very happy because I could pet her, and I can today pet her. I have no extract of this because I never think of filming it, but I can pet her, and that's very cool, even though she's eating. So that's very, very cool. I don't know if it's recommended, so don't take this for granted. Never mind. Then I started putting myself again in the playpen and putting her up and having her in my hands, and she was very exploring. We don't see a lot, and yes, I don't have a pant on. And then I let her smell me and just go around me and do whatever she wanted to, so she can get used to my smell again. And picking her up. Then I also gave her at the time, and also today, time alone in the playpen. It's very, very important for your hamster to have time alone. Then I started putting some new stuff in the playpen, even though she peed on this card box, which is very sad, but never mind. And so she could get used to new smells. Last week my parents came by my house with my brother, and my brother and my father could give her treats from hand, which was very cool because she don't know them a lot. She doesn't. What's very important in the playpen is for her to have places to hide, even though it's a tunnel, because hamster can be very stressed out. And even though you're in a taming process and you're putting your hand in the cage, she needs hides, because if she is too stressed out and there is no hide, she could either have a panic attack, because they are very stressed animals, either bite you because she's stressed. So very important to provide hides both in the cage and in the playpen. So then you can let her play. Like, I let her in the playpen 45 minutes, and I do like a quarter of hour bonding with her. Still today, even though she's tamed, I think it's really important to maintain this relationship, and it's very cool to have this relationship with your hamster. It changes everything. Something else very important, we don't see it in this shot, but I'm thinking about it: provide a lot of stuff in your hamster playpen or cage, because they are very stressed if the place is empty. And I think my playpen is still too empty, but never mind. I'm gonna buy other toys and put other toilet paper roll. Now my hamster can climb on me. You can find this video on her Instagram. Yeah, she does climb on me, and it's very, very cool, and I can also take pictures with her, and those are precious moments that I would live again. She's also very curious. I think, yeah. She was a very easy hamster to tame, I'd say, because it took me only 2 weeks to tame her again. And yeah, she's not very aggressive, and she isn't scared of being handled and all, and I was very lucky, but it can take more times, depends on the hamster and their behavior. All the sources where I have this information are either Victoria Rachel's channel or Facebook groups, because when she started biting me again, I did a post on a lot of Facebook groups to ask if it was normal and how I could make her stop biting me and just trust me again. But she's the cutest thing ever, and I forgive her for every bite, of course. But every hamster is different, and it can take a different time for you and your hamster to bond. It also depends of you, because if you're too scared, it will be harder for your hamster and you to bond together. Don't forget to give a big thumbs up if you like the video, to subscribe if it's not done, and to support the channel. And if you want to follow our journey, you can also follow me or her in Instagram. Everything is down below. My Facebook group is also linked below. And I'm gonna let you with this little extract of me playing with her and just teaching her tricks.